problem number 1. This is a problem concerning compound interest. So we deposit $3,000 in an account that pays 5% annual interest. That means one time a year we're paid interest. And what is the balance after 2 years? So here is my A, here is my rate, here is my number of times it's compounded, and here is my time. What am I trying to find? I want to find P, which equals A times 1 plus R over N times NT to the NT. So P equals 3,000, 1 plus 5%. So I have to convert percentage to a decimal, divided by 1, to the T, which is 2. So how am I going to do that? I end up with 3,000 times 1.05 squared. Remember, it's squared, so that's the same as 3,000 times 1.05 times 1.05. It's not plus, it's times. So remember to do that. And then we end up with $3,307.50 after 2 years. 5% interest is outstanding. You will never find that anywhere with a bank account. All right, the next problem. You invest $75 in a savings account that pays 2% annual interest. If you make no additional deposits or withdrawals, how many years will it take for the account to grow to at least $100? So what do I know? There's my A. A is 75. My rate is 2%, which is the same as 0.02. My N, annual interest, so my N is 1. No additional deposits or withdrawals, makes it easier. And I know my ending balance. It ends up being 100. All right, so we set it up the same way, except now we know our ending balance, we know our starting balance, and then we set everything else up. So I'm going to skip, well, no, I'm not. I'm going to write this. My N is 1 times 1 times T. I don't know the time. I want to find T. So a couple of things I can do. I'm going to rewrite this. If I divide both sides by 75, I end up with 4/3 equals 1 plus 0.02, 1.02 T. So at this point, I just need to plug in numbers until I have a number greater than 4/3. So plug in T until 4/3 is just less than 1.02 to the T. And if you check, 15 years is the answer. So basically you got 1 point if you set it up and 1 point if you found it. Or also a point instead if you described the process. So here's problem number 3. You have $10,000. You place it into an account that pays 6.1% annual interest compounded continuously. How much will you have in 20 years? So here is my A. Here is my R. Compounded continuously, that tells me I'm doing E, using E for my interest. How much will you have in 20 years? Here is my T. So P equals 10,000 E to the R. Remember, this equals 0.061 to convert from percent. So e to the 0.061 times 20. And we plug it into a calculator. We have 0.061 times 20. And let's find out what that value is. 0.061 times 20. And we get 10,000 e to the 1.22. And then we have to use the calculator to find this out. E to the 1.22. And we get 10,000 times 3.387 38719. We want this to the nearest dollar, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimal places. So I have 33,871.9. I'm going to round that to 33,872 for the nearest dollar. Okay, now we finish that. So what is the logarithmic form of 144 equals 12 to the second power? Basically, all we're going to do is we take log base 2 of 144, which equals log base 2 of 12 to the second. But by definition, log base 2 of 12, that should be log base 12. Log base 12 of 12 to the second gives me 2. So log base 12 of 144 equals 2. All right. Now, problem number 5 is perhaps a little trickier, because here's what I was thinking. You can decompose 27 into 3 and 9. This is log base 9, so I want to express 27 in terms of 9. So how are 9 and 3 related? Well, here's the thing I was thinking of. 9 to the 1/2 power is 3. So I have 9 to the 1/2 times 9, which is the same as 9 to the 3/2. So I have log base 9 of 27 equals log base 9 of 9 to the 3/2. By definition, since this base and this base are the same, it equals 3/2. And we never had to compute a change of base formula. Though I know many people did compute a change of base formula, and that is okay. All right, and problem number 6 is a computation problem. The only trick might be to convert a percentage to a decimal. So this formula says t equals ln of 2 divided by ln of 1 plus r, where r is the interest rate, t is the time in years, can be used to calculate the number of years it takes an investment to double in value. If an amount of money is invested at 3% interest, how many years will it take the investment to double? So literally, all we're going to do is rewrite it. So ln of 2 divided by ln, what's 3% as a decimal? It's 0.03. So it's ln of 1 plus 0.03, which equals ln 2 of ln 1 plus 1.03. And then we compute it. I am not going to get into more details. You're going to plug in ln2, divided by ln 1.03, and you should get 23.45. So how many years? Approximately 24 years. Okay, now the last problem, this is a definition from chemistry. The pH of a substance equals the negative log of this bracket H, where bracket H is the concentration of hydrogen ions. Bracket H for tomato juice is 10 to the negative fourth. What is the pH of tomato juice? So log of bracket H is going to be log of 10 to the negative 4. If I'm missing the base, that means my log is log base 10. Then by definition, this becomes negative of negative 4, which is 4. So the pH is 4 for tomato juice.